Yeah, that's what I'm leaning. Again, the Enchantress.
Well, they're tanking here, so.
Well, if you have the, I kind of also like the Enchantress in combination with the Tusk because tag team will be really great if you have like this army of creeps just collapsing onto one target. They will end up going for the Monkey King.
One we did not suggest, and
no, it does nice against Kunkka.
Yeah, no, it is good in that matchup. Chessie doesn't play a lot of Monkey King from what I recall though, so it is just almost odd seeing that for that reason.
It will be offlane Sven.
It's going to be offlane?
Yeah,
because Era's on Enchantress, yeah.
An Era Enchantress.
So they're running the support Enchantress, okay. And as we both said, I kind of like that idea better, so. Frost, a.k.a. Nox, as he was known back in the Han days. He's playing the Weaver.
We know that these teams are a little bit more even than what loot.bet says. But so with these drafts, this is going to be the first step of trying to decide who really is going to have the advantage here. So tell me.
I will join loot.bet, as in I think Empire does have the upper hand here.
Okay. So you're going to lock in with Empire?
Yes, please.
5 seconds remaining.
You're going to let your Han boys down?
I don't want to.
But you might have to.
I'm going to go with Empire. Empire's a lot more in the meta as far as the strategy right now, and something about the Monkey King Weaver I'm just not sold on, and yeah, I'm going to go Empire.
I want to be a little contrarian here because I think when we have these really straightforward strategies that it makes the thought process a little bit easier for the final tribe. So even though I think it's possible that Empire might win, the money, I would definitely put money on that over $2 bet. So
yeah, no, it's great odds, absolutely.
Give me the final tribe and we'll see what happens. Let's go. Best of one.
Best of one.
Yeah, best of one indeed, Rob. It's the final series of the day, and we've got some new stuff coming in. We've got a support Enchantress coming through for the side of TFT. We'll see if that's going to be enough to cut it against Empire, who have got some pretty solid answers and sort of solid gameplay down the line overall in comparison to like the team fight of TFT. But TFT, they can have some good matchups. For instance, that Monkey King in the mid lane against the Kunkka.
Yeah, the Monkey King is pretty good there. If he gets out of hand, he can be really effective against Puck as well. Just basically any hero that's not super high armor and survivability, you can score kills with a couple hits and a stun. I'm really excited to see how the Enchantress works out because I was very happy to see the Enchant buff when the last patch came around because she just wasn't really viable as a support anymore because the cooldown was just way too long. But now that it's lower, it can prove to be something where you can grab more neutrals and not just be giving up entirely on your gank potential. And you could even juggle up to like 2 creeps, I think, with level 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so.
If you constantly use Enchant.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how our plays and see which lane he looks to apply the pressure on early. We do have just a slight pause, so apologies for the moment as we do wait for the teams to be ready to get this game underway.
How do you like the new towers, by the way?
I was going to say, some of the games I swear we haven't had the new towers, but you're right, in this game we do. Some of them maybe they didn't load properly, but I don't know, they're all right. They're not, they're not like, they're not nearly as sort of horrific as those ones we had in the past. Remember the upgradable towers? They're sort of behemoths of
based on your levels.
Monoliths that, we didn't have that again in the game since the customizable towers. Maybe one day they'll return, but they are something that has been forgotten, and gladly so. They were some little monstrosities. Here we go. So it looks like that's why we've got the custom towers, because it looks like the game is loaded weird, as we do not have the names. And as always, if the players' names are I'm going to call them what they are. So it looks like TFT. I think I don't know. So Bodolf. I don't know what is a Bodolf. Is that?
They must have forgot to.
Is that like sort of Gandalf's forgotten brother? I don't know.
Are they stand-ins?
No. Wait, would they have? No. No, because I'm sure it's an error when he picked up Enchantress on the draw screen.
Yeah,
right?
it did.
Yeah.
I remember.
We have Eurofighter, and what's this?
Smiley face.
What is that? What do you call that? A closed bracket. We've got a closed bracket.
That's the smiley face.
We'll call it smiley face. You're right. I mean, you're right. So the CIS smiley face, isn't it? Madden still got himself tagged up correctly. So let's see what we have going on here. And hold on, if the names make it confusing, Jesse, he's got his name. So.
That's okay. I just refer to the hero names. Oh, I like that. He's playing in the pigs in the river, dude. I think the observer would be obsessed with that. They usually love animals on the map over here at WePlay.
I love the pigs, yeah. Zibet.
I love eating pigs.
Pigs. It's good for breakfast. Certainly is with a bit of bacon and eggs. Actually, sorry, a bit of eggs and beans.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
don't
say.
really have the pigs with the bacon. That's sort of self-explanatory.
Obule. Rune pick up into the orb mid. And they go even on bounties, so no big deal. Odolph, aka Era. So what's cool about Enchant is it's a supremely good slow. It's like high slow amount, long duration. But you gotta wait for creeps to spawn.
Let's
And
see.
until they spawn, it's just not a very good skill, is the problem.
We'll see, yeah, the matchups that you're having. Kara down bottom on his Juggernaut. On his own, actually, at the moment. See
Whoa.
how long that lasts.
Look at that harass. Ooh, get out of the lane.
He's going to have to kind of against the two of them.
That's true.
They're going to give him a fair bit of a punch. Stun's going to be down. They realize he's on his own. For now, at least for now, yeah, there's the backup. I'm going to have Grimstroke joining the Jug down bottom.
They were just doing that for harass, really. That's all. Was good.
And we'll see how well Mr. Work Hard, Play Hard can match up against the Monkey King. It's not going to be easy in that mid lane. Monkey King having the edge, having that ease of getting the Jingu Mastery built up.
Grimstroke blocking the large camp, so Enchant can't steal it. Now Enchant's going to have to shift over and steal a different creep. It's like old school Shen Enchant. He didn't grab anything? Oh, he grabs a medium. It must be a Centaur, I'm guessing. He'll come back with it. They'll be able to bully Grimstroke, you see.
Sibe, for the moment being, struggling a little bit, but the sent to be set for Kara. That sort of trains. Yes, mid lane actually. Jesse, ooh, he's got to be careful here. Is there a Tidebringer here available? No, it doesn't look like it's back up yet.
2 seconds. What is he doing?
Jesse, be careful. He does want to try and get at least a hit off, so he can benefit from some lifesteal. He's still got 3 punches left with it.
Oh, it was a Mud Golem, actually. Okay, that one's good, too. Because once it times out, you can get an extra nuke out.
Now we'll see if they're able to time that. Maybe Zibe's done to try for a kill. Up top, Malong and Madden finding Eurofighter, able to turn with Lucian Jad mid-stone. They've got the roll forward. Madden's going to go down. First blood for Frost. There's now Frost turning towards Malong. He's going to be able to pick up both of them. Double kill on the top lane for TFT as they outplay them.
That was awesome how the Tusk ran back in to make it seem like he was going to be able to break his salve. So he just like staggered like, oh, look, free salve. And then he just juked him. Yeah. That was super cool. Very small thing, but it gave him that extra second. Made it easier for Weaver to get the kill.
Bottom,
right,
Zibe.
coming in.
Yep, he's got them underneath his tower. Bit of a wraparound coming in from Era. It's going to go for the setup. Has it timed, so he has those extra stones to throw out from the Mud Golems. It's going to do a lot of damage here to the Grimstroke. A smiley face trying to hide in the trees. Will be hunted down. Does manage to get the salve out. Gets a good bout of duration of it, and that will be enough to keep him safe and get back. And now tag team to put Kara in position as he gets out of there. Smiley face. Kara gets in for the kill onto Era. Zibe will not be able to find Mr. Smiley.
I thought for sure they'd get that kill on Grimstroke, but just a little bit too low in damage. And the boots of speed making a difference. So usually when you do those rotations on Chant, it's pretty straightforward. Like he definitely had a really good chance of scoring the kill, but there's not quite enough damage. And as a result, it means he gets a slower level 2. He's going to have to start in his jungle. He'll roam over again, but it's not even easy to gank Jug. It's part of the reason they put Jug down here.
Looking at sort of the lane matchups overall, mid lane pretty much going as we'd expect it. 18-8 on Chessie compared to the 11-1 on Work Hard, Play Hard. A tough matchup for the Kunkka, and it's certainly showing in the numbers. As this 1v1 is not going to get any easier for him. He needs some sort of rotation or gank to have a chance of getting back on top of this matchup. As alone, it's just never going to happen.
He is able to snag a Satyr, though. That'll help him clear the creep wave and do a bunch of harass for free against the enemy team. It's pretty good for him.
Eurofighter tries to go with the tag team onto Malong. They'll charge forward with the Shikuchi onto Madden. Nothing further still on the Weaver. Holding the Mango and the 1 charges, if necessary, to go for that burst attempt with the Shikuchi and Geminate. Waves coming in, and they'll be able to find some easy farm underneath the tower there.
Looked like they were able to kill a Satyr down bottom, which is good. He can zone the puck at least. I mean, he's still getting good last hit, so he's up to 17. Certainly not bad. A little bit bad for Enchant that they did the side pull, though. Although the Wildkin there is pretty survivable. They'll be able to take it over if they want. Yep. Now they kind of have to leave the lane a little bit. I guess the creep wave is pushed up. Just things are just even, basically. Nothing really amazing happening in this game. There's a 1k gold advantage for Radiant. They just have more last hits by a handful in every lane.
Top Madden. It's going to go for the orbital cross. Kick from Malong to make sure Eurofighter isn't there ready and waiting at the puck's jaunt 2 point. So yeah, pretty passive first 5 minutes. Just 2 for 1 on the kills. But the passiveness slightly favouring that of TFT. Zibe again, able to farm close to the tower. And no real threat against the Jug and Grimstroke at the moment. Nothing too scary.
Just that tornado, watch out.
Yeah, a little bit of harassment from Era.
Like a cat one or something. Oh, we got another Satyr. That was a really lucky spawn.
And it's getting some good creeps down here. Mr. Bodolf.
Just needs to clear the camp because the next one's coming soon. So updated bets at the moment. Still looking favored for Empire.
Yeah, despite sort of the first 5 minutes looking to be a very, very good start. Especially this mid lane. Chessie doubling the CS now.
And Final Trap's on the Radiant side, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that means the Dire team is favored on paper. That was a lot of damage to Chessie, and now the gang coming in too.
Ooh! He's able to dodge the ink swell. It's not enough though. The rock comes flying through. I think you might be right, yeah. He was just on the edge of it. Eurofighter at least will be able to TP out in front of all of them as no stuns are left. But they get that gank off, which they desperately needed to make happen in this mid lane with how bad it was going for the Kunkka. They need to have these rotations to sort of put the Monkey King back in his place.
Downside is that Sven still gets a lot as a result, which you don't really want either. He'll probably keep going for the Satyr, surely. Okay, yeah. You gotta keep that thing. It's so good. Does a lot of damage. Jug's down real low. You get HP regen out of it. And I actually want to go on Monkey King again. He's got an extra skill point that he could use. Could be an ulti if he needs it.
Oh, here we go. They're going to lead in. Eurofighter is going to be there with the backup.
Definitely the right move to escape there. That was a hard one.
Yeah, I mean, he did go for the X mark and the Torrent combo. I think he might have used the Mischief at the same time the Kunkka tried to go for the pullback on the X mark, which is obviously very hard to time.
Well,
because it looked like he didn't get dragged back. So if that was the case, yeah, quick.
We would have known if the observer had properly observed, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, just slightly off.
Lost it.
It's Madden underneath the tower, farming away. How's his CS looking? 26 for 2 still. It is that difference overall, the 3 cores of TFT having that slightly better time in the laning stage. On lane, Zibe will be gone upon. Roll forward as well from Malong. Gets the kickoff onto Zibe. Eurofighter's going to be there with the save. Has the snowball. He is very low though on the Sven. We'll see if there's anything he's got. He's got the stick charges. He's able to turn with the stun. He's trying to run. Eurofighter actually blocking him off a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Zibe will still be able to get out of there. Work hard, play hard, coming in with a rotation. Looking to lock down onto the Tusk, and they will get Eurofighter. With the dragon back with the X mark, a TP out just in time by Zibe before Work Hard Play Hard was able to get the vision and get the X mark onto the bigger kill. They settle for the support.
The rolling boulder almost stunned the Sven too. If that caught him, the boat would have hit him, he definitely would have died. That was really close. I almost wonder if Sven should just turn and fought personally. Because like Tusk came in.
He was pretty low.
He was low, but he's stunned. And then Tusk used tag team. So not only would he have done more because he had God Strength on.
They would have definitely got a kill.
Like the Jug might have just gotten blown up is my thought. But there were 3 heroes. The scary part actually was that they saw the Kunkka rotating. That's probably why it was the right move to turn. But I don't know, maybe. Things definitely turning around for Jug though.
Maybe
not.
He's he's dead now.
Yep.
Hangs around a little too long. Straight back to the lane. TFT are there, ready to claim that kill onto the Jug, taking Dream out of the game. The other 2 cores, I mean, especially this Weaver, top net worth at the moment. He's had a lovely lane up top. Level 6 as well, so he's already very hard to catch. Do have a good amount of silence, and now, well, that's going to be the second silence. Any of a further follow-up? It's not going to be there in time, as he is able to get away and get himself out. I guess what the Grimstroke doesn't have a point in the Phantom Embrace.
I don't think so. He was 1-0-2 early on.
Yeah.
He might not have it yet. I mean, they had like 3 silences, and it just wasn't enough. 2, but they just didn't execute it quite perfect.
Quick scan from Eurofighter will confirm that. Sorry, no, from the Dire will confirm that Tusk is coming around from the high ground. They were worried about a smoke movement though, because they did already have a Dire Observer ward up there. Just wondering if any sort of smoke was going to come in to try and set up for the Weaver to find some action. And they are actually, there still is 4 of them here. So.
Monkey might jump in. They could take this fight. It's getting pretty. Did they see him?
Don't think so, no. Nothing on the high ground. Just looking to protect around the bounty runes. Yeah. Make sure they get at least that one. But that was 4 heroes sitting there for that. As down on the bottom half, TFT is able to get both of those. And of course they got the third one up. Oh, no, they're not. Sorry, Dream did get there in time. It looked like the Sven was going to be able to walk over, but Kara with the Blade Fury was able to make sure they get the 2 for 2 on the bounties.
Got there just in time. So net worth still not in their favor. 2k gold advantage is moderate, but not something that ends the world for them.
Snowball, point onto Madden. Already used the orb, does have the phase shift to dodge the stun at least, but he's got no other mobility to get out of there. So he'll fall. Stuck underneath the tower a little bit though, this Weaver. He's going to get stunned up. Doesn't actually get the time lapse off in time. He held on to that.
He got too close to the edge. I don't think he realized that he was going to break the tether. As soon as he did, he died. He was probably just trying to buy a little bit of time until he time-lapsed. Like trying to time-lapse at the same time that the stun would hit. But he messed it up.
Bottom, Omni Slash is going to come out, but the counterplay is there with the snowball, so the Omni Slash will end. Kyra still trying to head forward. They have got the Earth Spirit ult down upon them as Eurofighter ticks down low. Kyra's going to go for the Blade Fury TP. He'll get out, bringing down the Tusk with him. Smiley Face has been left behind though, and the rotation from Chessie is there. Sure that they get the 1-for-1. Chessie even seeing if he could catch out some more. Hasn't quite got the Primal Spring ready, still on a couple of second cooldown. The Mango, though, he's eyeing this one up, but that's a little bit of a slippery kill to try for the Earth Spirit, so he'll let him be.
I'm surprised he tried so far. He needed to eject faster, or he needed to jump and then do a Primal Spring, but it was going to be hard no matter what. Looks like he's queuing up Echo Saber next, which means that he's going to be able to do ulti combos, which actually work really well this game. He gets a lot of armor, and that's going to mean that the Kunkka Splash is reduced, and also the Omni Slash from Jug. So there's definitely a lot of magic damage, but if he gets like a BKB at some point, and he can get in the middle of the enemy team fight, it's going to be really straightforward for him. Oh, this is a really nice shards. Almost amazing shards.
Yeah, it nearly looked like it was going to be trapped down, so he couldn't get round the side, but not quite the case. Kara, able to keep safe. Chessie on the way to that Echo Saber, wants to keep the aggression up and use the power that he has at this stage, this Monkey King that can cause a lot of issues for heroes like the Kunkka when they try and find the fights. Work hard, play hard, into the jungle he goes, couple of braces on him, and straight into the armlet. Looks to be the build this game for him, rather than the Shadow Blade Brush that we have seen become a little more popular on Kunkka mids recently, but he prefers to go for the old school build.
I think I like Armlet better, just because there's a lot of physical damage on the enemy team, and it's just going to make him really survivable there.
Yeah, it's just an item that just makes so much sense with the ultimate.
And they don't have the best disable on Final Tribe anyways. So I just feel like it'll be better. I wonder if he's checking for vision on trees. I don't think. Does that give you vision? I'm not sure. Ooh, the ghost is here. Watch out. It's spooky.
He's slowing him down. Going to try for the torrent. Chessie's already out over the trees elsewhere. Kara's trying to dive in. Does have the Blade Fury. No Omni Slash now. Now it's back up. He's got the Omni Slash up and ready. He's going to look for an opportunity to do it, and he jumps onto Eurofighter, bouncing around there, back onto the creep wave. He's not going to get the damage done to kill the Tusk. The boat comes crashing through, won't land upon anybody. Malong's able to roll up to the high ground. Still the chase there from Chessie onto the Grimstroke. They'll find, no, they won't. Black Archangel actually dying to the Ancients. So the only death not going the way of the side of TFT. See if they can find Kara, though, and they can. They get the big one, they get the Jug, and back towards mid. Era is able to finish off Seiyu on the Earth Spirit. So they do manage to take 3 heroes out of the game, only get credited for the 2 of them, but still obviously a very good trade. Gives a bit of a chance to put some pressure onto that mid-tier 1 tower, and Zibe straight back down to farming, has the Mask of Madness.
They're doing a really good job of like taking their cores and putting them in the right place at the right time. I don't know if it's just like slow pressure from the Dire team or not, but like they were able to show up, take their fight the way they wanted to, get their kills, and then immediately go back to farming. So they've lost very little. Now up 4K. I mean, it is really hard. It's really hard for the Dire team to take a fight either way, because they can't necessarily find Monkey King on hills. And look at this, Tusk is just constantly undermining all these ganks.
Yeah, these saves every single time for the Omni Slashes from the boats there. There's going to be a lot of members down here, but at the same time, the Blue Cross command, Chessie finding a perfect angle there with a 3-man boundless strike. They will be able to walk their way out of it. Madden's able to blink away, phase shift to dodge that tower hit, but they'll still go down to the charge from Hanskin. 1-for-1 at the moment. Chessie does still fall though, so Empire actually able to take the trade here, as they will get both cores, both Zibe and Chessie taken out, and the tier 1 tower as well. They'll win the team fight.
Okay. Well, that one went well, at least. Finally taking an engagement that looked okay. It basically took Final Tribe to have a good response themselves for them to come in, and then they just had to outplay him over time. So Monkey ulti was good, and the stun was the best part about it, but the way that they wanted to walk was going to be south anyways. If it was placed a little bit more south, it would have been incredible, because then it would have covered both like where they wanted to fight as well as keeping the enemies caught in the ultimate. But it's hard to time it sometimes. Sometimes it just feels like you have to go, and he kind of did to keep his allies alive. But either way, Sven is now farming, and he's still not that bad on net worth. It's just Kunkka's caught up.
He has got, I imagine he has got the full Vlad's right. I mean, he's holding a Vlad's recipe.
Yeah, it looks like he might have bought it out before he died. Bottom. I think he died down there.
Yes, yeah, and I guess maybe what he's going to plan on disassembling the Mask of Madness into Vlad's and Echo Saber.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. Yeah, it does work.
It's a bit of a different approach. I mean, not something that we always see from. Well, we don't, you know, Sven builds.
It's pretty smart though, because Mask of Madness is best by far for AFK neutraling, because you never have to be concerned about when the silence is coming up. But once you start team fighting later on, you have to use war cries, you have to throw stuns, and Mask kind of prevents it.
Down bottom, Zibe has been found and gone upon. Silence is going to be there on Eurofighter to try and stop any sort of save potential onto Zibe. Zibe gets X mark back. Omni Slash as well onto the Sven will kill him off. Zibe's gone.
That took a lot of doing right there.
Yeah, not the quickest of kills. We'll get him off the map. A lot of space continuing to be there for the Weaver. Weaver being able to silently sit on that top lane uninterrupted for the longest of time now. Mid lane, attempt onto Chessie. The Dream Coil first to set it up. TP's coming in. Chessie needs backup now. Is he going to get it in time? He is not. Chessie is down. Now let's try and overrun more. The Torrent's out onto Eurofighter. Magnetized down as well. This snowball will only prolong the inevitable as Eurofighter falls as 2. As Empire just now suddenly getting these team fights together, getting the action going, really sort of punishing this time where Weaver just hasn't been interested in looking at all towards getting involved in these team fights, and they're just able to overrun TFT. TFT, they do now have the Weaver having the Diffusal Blade complete, so we can expect to see Frost trying to get a bit more involved with the fights. But that little window, it's allowed Empire to catch up.
Because like even if he does want to get into action before he finishes his Diffusal Blade, his hero is just not as high impact. And it's actually really scary against like Puck and Grimstroke and Earthspirit. I mean, basically they have 3 heroes that have silences. That's terrifying for Weaver. And there's also a Kunkka who can force him to be in the same position. So even if they only have a brief moment of vision, as long as he casts X on the Weaver, it like guarantees the setup. And that's got to be so scary for him to fight. But now at least he has a damage item. Maybe it looks better. But if like Sven, Monkey King, and Weaver, they need a little bit of time before they're ready to fight. And the Dare team's doing a really good job of forcing tempo basically to say like, we're just going to fight you now while your heroes are weak, take some tower advantage, and then afterwards, we're going to be a little bit caught up. And that's basically what's happened now. The game's actually even again, and they had a huge advantage.
Well, they did. They certainly did. I've let it slip away. It's Empire looking to get into quite a good spot. They're going to look to continue to use this momentum with a smoke up top. Looking to head and down and chase down Chessie. Elsewhere, Zibby does catch out Dream with the help of the boys on TFT. They'll kill off Empire's carry. Can, in return, Empire find TFT's mid? Chessie's playing pretty safe, not revealing himself from the tree line, and that's going to make it impossible for Empire to get the catch on him. They'll head elsewhere, see if they can get anything else done with this movement, but it's unlikely. There's no members of TFT actually up there at the moment. They're all built around this middle tier 1 tower. Scanning comes out from Empire, so we'll confirm that they're behind the tower.
Yeah, Monkey broke the smoke now. This is not terrible.
If they can kill this Weaver with the silences, he's gone.
Wow.
Weaver's just blown up straight away. Immediately, Chessie does put down the Wukong's command. They're going to try and fight up back against them. Work hard, play hard, getting himself outside of the range of the Monkey King ult. Rodolph with the heals, able to keep himself alive, turning with the impetus towards the Grimstroke. They've got the Omni Slash bouncing out. Zibby, he was unable to get to the snowball quite in time, so still takes quite a bit of damage. Madden gets the burst damage off in time as now TFT, they've got to try and get out of here. Eurofighter will be kept alive though, as the stuns out into Kara just in time. Warcries will keep it Zibby safe. Somehow TFT, they're not quite dying. Eurofighter still alive. Boundless Strike for Chessie holds back the puck, and now Madden, he's in trouble. Jingu Mastery gets built up by Chessie as there's 3 dead on Empire. As TFT back to taking the fights, they will end up losing Zibe. But Chessie getting a lot of glory from that one. Perfect positioning with the Wukong's command and I mean, Empire, they brought TFT so low, but couldn't quite finish off those kills in time.
Yeah. Did I see that Enchantress has a mega kill streak?
I believe he might have. I don't
She got a double skill, I saw.
I don't think he's dying.
I mean, nobody's focusing on her. I mean, probably because they don't want to.
No.
And she doesn't have that much untouchable either, so if your opponents have like all magic nukes and you pop your heal, it's fine. You're just going to live, period. But she also does a lot of damage as well, so maybe they're sleeping on her a little too much. As long as she has levels, picks up treads now, she's basically a hard carry.
Yeah,
the fight started rough though. The Weaver got blown up real fast.
Yeah, I mean that was a fight that went okay for the final drive, despite losing Weaver immediately in the beginning, their highest net worth hero. Well, they're going to go for the old smoke and Roche. And with that tag team, they're going to take it pretty fast, and no response whatsoever from Empire. They're going to go and not realize that the Roche will be taken at all with that sneaky play from TFT. The Age is now picked up from Frost, so he doesn't have to worry too much about being bursted immediately like last fight.
Like this. I mean, some of the other Weaver games we've seen, they just kind of play super passive until they get a defensive item. This works so much better. Just like find a good opportunity, get an Aegis on you, and then you can spend gold on items that do damage, and then it doesn't matter if you get killed at the start, or at least it'll be far reduced because you're just going to respawn rapidly. That's such a bigger threat, especially when you're as mobile as Weaver is. And they just have way too many silences to mess with that either way. And there's a Vlad's Echoes. Well, it's a team echo, basically, this game. It is good to have Echo Saber with tag team, though. That part's cool.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Just extra damage.
Yeah,
I mean, even Weaver has an Echo.
Yeah, the Geminate attack.
They got 3 Echoes.
They do. Of course. They've got those double hits.
Final Tribe is definitely, they do some real good synergy stuff. I think Alliance was usually like that in the past as well. Maybe Loda showing through a little, but I do like seeing mechanics combos that are a little abusive. It's fun.
Do you like that on the Weaver? Do you normally favor that talent? The 14 strength over the
yeah,
the
especially
mana break?
this game, it's
because
you're
like just getting blown up.
And he already does have mana break.
Yeah.
At an extra 20 is, it's a lot of damage, but it's more important that he just has more survivability. If you think of time lapse, it's kind of the same as Wraith King. If you buy 100 health on Wraith King, you get 200 health because you die twice. So time lapse is arguably kind of similar.
That's a good point. Top lane Kara onto the tier 1 tower. There will be a response from TFT. They'll try to catch him out with the ice shards, but won't quite be on point. So Kara's able to get back. Stun out into the Kunkka, but they don't really want to commit any further. They know that there's a lot of Empire around here. It's a bit of a scary fight for TFT to take. Tier 1 tower will fall, they'll let it go. The cause of Empire certainly able to pack a punch. Kara having the diffusal blade. So we can see with the Kunkka with the armlet and his 2 braces. Very, very tanky and a hard target to beat down. Do have an extra route of initiation though now for TFT with the Blink Dagger done on Zibe Sven.
He doesn't have the most attack speed right now. He's just got the Echo Saber, but if you think about how their team fight kind of works, it's like they all just need to go in at the same time, kind of get a Monkey King ultimate down. Sven's going to be there with Vlad's and his Warcry, so his whole team will be Iron Armor. The next problem is that they just don't have that much magic resistance. So, but once they have all these ores activatable, and even like things like Enchant running around with creeps, they can actually win team fights if they're all grouped up together. But they just need a pipe on somebody. I don't know who's going to buy it. Or BKBs, that'll work too. But on the bright side, Tusk has done a really, really good job with his snowballs this game. That's where he's been incredible. His ice shards have been a little mediocre, I think, or weak. But his snowballs have been absolutely top tier. Give his team a lot of time in team fights to try to dodge spells and get a win.
Talking of team fights, looks like TFT are on the hunt yet again for another. As they head down towards the bottom lane, ready to try and set up to take the tier 1 tower, and maybe even find a fight behind it. Kara and the Smiley Face around the ancient creatures. They're going to try and lead in. Boundless Strike into the stun. They won't quite get the follow-up stun from the Sven in time, so Kara is able to Blade Fury and get out with the healing ward. They'll turn out with the Soul Pine, but Chessie's got the BKB popped out and looks for the Wukong's command. They'll walk them way out of the Monkey King ult, though. keeping themselves safe for now. Time-lapse will be there, but it is going to be into the Inkswell stun, so Frost taking a lot of damage after it, but backup's there from Zibe, jumping in with the Blink Dagger. The cleave damage helps them find the Grimstroke. Buyback immediately from the Grimstroke as the Dream Coil is knocked down, as they'll jump forward and be able to pop the Aegis out of the hands of the Weaver, kill off the Monkey King. Can they kill that Weaver a second time? They're trying to get on top of him. They do find him with the Phantom Embrace. The Blade Fury chased down, ready to be there as the X-Mark drags Zibe back in. Double kill for Seiyu on his Earth Spirit. As Empire will keep the fight in their favor. Can they get more? They find the Weaver in the trees. They get Frost as well.
Man. That fight was just really weird. Like, the chain stun completely fine. Go try to kill the Jug there. But once you miss that and you get a little caught, I think what needed to happen is it's totally fine. Monkey King popped his BKB. I think he needed to. But there's no way you finish that ulti channel. Like, you already know that. You should know at least that you used all your stuns already trying to kill the Jug. And if you don't have your stun as Monkey King to follow up with your ulti coming down, people are just going to run out of the circle almost always. Because it takes a little time for the monkeys to come out. And then when they jumped on the next enemy, that's all cool and all. Like, yeah, you got a kill there. Maybe you can get a second one. But as soon as the Dream Coil comes down, everybody on Final Tribe just panicked. And they all broke the tether, which ends up taking a lot of damage getting stunned. And then afterwards, I noticed, like, oh, here comes Tusk. He was running into Snowball save his allies. And they just got panicked and broke the tether. And he could have just waited. If they just wait a little bit and then let the Snowball grab them, at least they're protected. Or maybe you can even Snowball outside of the tether and the tether gets broken while they're invulnerable, and it's not a big deal. But it was just kind of mediocre decision to mediocre decision that just made the fight so bad. They lost BKBs, they lost ultimates. It was just sloppy.
Now going to try for Madna here, but he's got the orb. He's going to be able to jump himself away. They'll attempt for a bit of a chase here, Chessie. But very hard to catch this puck. And pretty much impossible at this stage for the Monkey King to do on his own. As, oh, actually, didn't jump to the orb there. At the same time, obviously no Boundless Strike up in time, so Jesse can't really go for that.
So he won't be hunted.
This time he'll play it safe, get himself back to base for the refuel. Boosted travel finished on the puck. Blink Dagger now there for the Tusk, so he can get those clutch saves off that a little easier. Work hard, play out on his Kunkka, continue to rack up the items at Armlet. Heaven's Halberd, 2,800 gold, ready to invest in the Daedalus. He is going to be punching very hard if he gets those crits in the fight.
Definitely. He's the top net worth right now.
Yeah.
This is one of the issues with this Monkey King build as well. It's like you don't scale as well as something like the Jug will.
You've got to keep ahead, and they just haven't been able to. I mean, TFT at the start, they had that lead, they had that edge, but it slipped away, and now Empire are the ones that are starting to hold the game in their hands.
Yeah. Flexible skill build here from Grimstroke. It's like there's just not really anybody that's going to set up kills on the reading team. I almost wish there was like a Shadow Blade on Monkey King or something. I mean, I guess you don't really need SB to find kills because you can abuse trees, but maybe a combination would be better. I'm not sure though.
They're getting away
dancing over here
with a tier 2 tower, and nothing really being done in trade by TFT. I mean, they are up top, but they're yet to actually get to the tier 2 tower themselves. So that's going to be a free tower for Team Empire. TP's at the ready as they will start to split up and head themselves back up towards the top of the map. See what TFT can find with this positioning. They're around the tier 2 tower top, but indeed a defense is going to come in. As there'll be no successful trade here from on the side of TFT for now. The fight's going to be kicking off. BKB popped by Frost as he just has to scooch himself out of the Dream Coil. Omni-Slash comes in play. The Snowball save will be there, keeping Zibe safe for now as he gets charged forward. Soulbind's down upon him. Zibe falling low. Will try and turn towards Malong, but Malong keeps himself alive with the Yule Scepter up. Finally, the Boundless Strike comes out from Chessie as he beats down one. Now the Frost Weaver starting to pick up these kills as 3 are dead. He keeps himself alive on the Weaver, and again, Eurofighter with that Blink Snowball save, able to make sure that TFT do stay alive in that trade.
They'll chase him here. Okay, yeah, they caught him.
Yeah, he's got an orb, but they've got the... Oh, he's going to have Blink and Orb.
Damage.
He should be impossible to catch as... Yeah, even with the Echo hits, not quite enough damage to bring down the puck. Madden is able to escape.
It looks like he should die really easily, but he built Veil this game, and he has the armor talent. Yeah. So he's actually really difficult to kill.
Yeah, because you see that Monkey King hitting him, it took very, very little damage.
I mean, Monkey King doesn't have that many damage items as well. No. It's mostly like attack speed stuff. He is queuing up a Shadow Blade now. Sometimes I just feel like Shadow Blade is just going to be better than Echo Saber, honestly. I know a lot of Monkey Kings rush Echo. It's far better for chasing.
Yeah, and it feels like it's better at more stages of the game, the Shadow Blade.
it's like offensively it gives you a lot more. Like tree jumping is great and all, but it feels like very easy for it to not work out. And also you're not always positioned perfectly. Like you can only cast your ulti at such a range. So like if you're standing on trees and trying to ulti, half the time they're like they're pretty far out of the circle. But if you have Shadow Blade, you can do it right on top of somebody. You can center the circle there, and then they get hit a lot more times while they're under your ultimate. So I don't know. Sometimes I think Shadow Blade is like gives you more options. But in the same vein, these are like top tier players. If they have sentries or if they're playing good themselves, then that's not going to happen to them anyways. But I don't know. Echo is good for mana. It's good for the slow aspect of the ultimate. That part's really fantastic. But if you can't get a good ulti off in the first place, then what's the point? Is kind of the way I see it. Because it also, I just feel like it really limits your farm as well, where Shadow Blade is, I don't know, maybe faster. I may be wrong on that, but not sure.
Well, Frost build after Defusal BKB going for a bit of an extra control himself for the Orchid. We can try and get the outplay on heroes like the Jug of the Puck, but still there's going to be ways to save them.
They're really farmed Earth Spirit, by the way. Got Yule's Urn. It's halfway to a 4 staffs, 30 minutes in. It's good. More BKBs coming. Armor Talent on Jug is going to keep him very survivable. Chessie going for Scotty. So yeah, he's just trying to be a nuisance. Excuse me, nuisance with his ultimate. I'm not. You know what they need? They need an Ags on Sven this game, 100%, genuinely.
Which is that?
This is the most Ags Sven game ever.
Does the Ags Sven boost the damage of the Wukong's command monkeys? Because it is an aura, right? They are extensions of the hero.
Usually it's based on the damage of the Monkey King, but I'm not sure if it's affected by. I'm not sure if you can increase that.
Yeah, if it's
or
like
increases Monkey
like, does
King.
it depend if you do it before he casts his ult? Yeah, I wonder how that interaction works actually.
Don't know. I think it must be. It's probably entirely based on his unit, I would guess. You could test it pretty easy, but but either way. Look at who's right clickers this game. Every single unit on Final Tribe is a right clicker.
No, absolutely.
If you buy Ags Sven, everybody's gonna get like 100% damage increase during fights. In a 1200 unit range. It's crazy good when you have a lot of right clickers actually. And like I've been sitting here complaining about how much damage Monkey King has this whole game, and how much damage Weaver is gonna have.
I would solve a lot of problems.
It's gonna give everybody 100 damage.
And you could definitely argue it's more efficient than just the Sven in himself buying a damage item for himself.
Yeah.
Just that if you look at the numbers, if you're able to boost up your whole team, it could certainly do a lot.
I think it's totally fine he's buying BKB first, but I genuinely think an Ags is going to give way more team impact than him buying, like you said, something like a Daedalus.
Yeah.
By far.
It's
going to make his whole team so good.
What he does decide on doing. Mid lane, jump forward with the Dream Coil onto Eurofighter. He'll be dragged back into the Torrent combo of the Kunkka. He is still silenced and no way to get out of this one. As that will be Eurofighter gone. BKB is actually going to be popped by Frost as he's looking to try and turn a fight. They do get the stun onto Madden. Madden's going to get forced to the side. The boat's going to be down and he's able to orb out. It's going to be a buyback straight out from the Tusk. BKB has been used by Zibe, but they were unable to get any sort of catch onto Team Empire.
It's a garbage fight. Everyone needs to get out.
That's the run. It's going to be
there.
Chessie.
They can turn now.
Does get the ult out from the side. They're able to silence up the Earth Spirit. Kunkka's able to walk his way out. Eurofighter jumps in with the punch onto Kara. Kara getting out of there with the Blade Fury. The Balance Strike comes down onto the two of them. Earth Spirit's been taken out. Can they get Kara there? That's the question. Pops the Manta. Now ready to turn. He has the Omni Slash. The bounces are pretty all over the place, so nobody's going to die straight away to his combo. They'll turn now. No Blade Fury to dodge the stun. That's going to be Kara dead. Ooh. The cleave comes out from Kodos. Does manage to cut down the Tusk, so it is a dieback on him, but he had to go right back into the center of the fight for that, and now he's sort of been left alone. They're chasing down this Kunkka. He'll double Another cleave cuts down the Enchantress. He's still alive. He can't armlet toggle his way out of this one, though. So he brings down a couple of kills with him. But it's not enough at the end of the day. As TFT is the 3 for 2. I mean, this whole game, it's been very close. It's 33 minutes in, 19 for 19. And we just seem to see constant alternation between both teams slightly winning a team fight.
Yeah. Yeah, the execution there was really poor on the Final Tribe at the start. It was like you couldn't really defend Tusk. I think the Dire team did a really good job just chain silencing him because it prevented him from using Snowball and protecting himself. But the BKB from the Weaver was a bit bizarre. It's like they kind of wanted to go in to maybe save him, but it was just a little too hard. And Monkey King ult was solid. Gave him good initiation here. It's a perfect time to jump in his view.
Oh, Chessie just got his tree cut.
Oh, he did?
He's pretty tanky though, and they're going to try for the jump in, but already TFT get the Roast, get the Aegis, they get the kill on Puck.
Little too greedy there.
Yeah,
got everything they wanted and a bonus.
Hammer long. You're set to hold back Chessie. We'll be able to get back It's suddenly sort of that a little team fight win turns into a big objective gained. As 4K net worth lead back on the table for TFT.
It's pretty hard for, or it's pretty easy for Urspirit to deal with Monkey King like that. Because I think he can pull and destroy trees, I'm pretty sure. Not to mention the roll. I don't think the roll will break the tree and stun Monkey for 4 or anything, but it's still very good. And I really like what Weaver's doing with his item build. I think the Orchid is a really good selection. It'll help him score kills on Puck.
Yeah, I mean, and you feel like Orchid and Diffuse, well, that's enough damage for this Weaver.
It's not like incredible damage, but it's good. And he can also later on buy an Abyssal, or a, that one thing.
No, the Bloodthorn.
What's the other one that everyone buys with
MKB.
it? Nullifier.
Nullifier.
The Son of Doom, you know?
The Son of Doom, indeed.
It's really good on Weaver because you're already like really fast, so you just invis and you appear pretty much out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden silence and Nullifier, and then you can get kills. So it kind of turns Weaver into a ganking hero, which is something that Final Tribe definitely needs. So that's why I think it's kind of cool for now.
We're set to complete on the Puck, so it'll be a little trickier to catch out. That silence, and still, as we have seen before, they have to be wary of the Kunkka and his punches. He's getting closer to that level 25. If he gets that plus 60% talent, he's going to hurt.
Yeah. He's definitely a little scary.
But now an 8K lead, I mean, quickly sweeping up the map. TFT, if they can get away with a push, take a Rax, they kind of do need to. You have to worry about the Kunkka. There's definitely a time.
Valentine Madness.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Give that man a cookie. Or a gong. That'll do as well. What a thoughtful player there.
No kidding.
Let him win. Come on.
Remember when like Dota players' tags would always say like their girlfriend's names on them?
I mean, they still do in some regions.
But it's not like everywhere like it used to be.
No, sure. It was definitely more rampant. But yeah, no girlfriend names in this game. Unless I don't know what the Swedish in Frost name means. Maybe that's a girl's name. I don't know. I have no idea what Lujintu Amonstone means. It might be rude. It might be very offensive. To apologize to any Swedes if that is the case.
Can't believe you said that.
Yeah. That's my career over.
Waney Rift cooldown. I've always looked at that and been like, man, that's so value, but nobody gets it.
Because what does it take the cooldown down to?
I think
like
5 seconds.
Something
It's like
crazy
3.5
like
silence seconds with a 5-second cooldown. So it's pretty good. And the reason he's doing it is because of Weaver.
Yeah.
You can have more silences means higher chance of getting that kill. But man, did they have silences this game? That's a weird looking heart. Oh, gonna catch Grimstroke though.
They do get him outside the base. Oh, in fact, it's done. They guess the two of them, they try and jump in. They'll be able to kill off the Grimstroke. BKB's out from TFT. Dreamcar won't do anything at all through that magic immunity for now. Malong gets caught in the Wukong's command. That's 2 taken out by TFT. It's exactly what they need to open up the base and start to begin the siege on this top lane. There's no buybacks are there for the 2 supports. Kunkka trying to go in for the hit. But there is going to be the fortification keeping those creeps alive. Allowing them to hit into the tower. Mana's going to go for the jump forward. They do get the torrent out onto Zibe. Have they got the damage? They'll look for the Tidebringer hits. A lot of damage, not quite enough to kill off Zibe. Kara getting caught up though. They've managed to change Stoner. He's always got the blade for out top, but it doesn't matter. He's gone and he doesn't have buyback. Jug down for 75 seconds. That's the top set of racks gone. Mana's going to jump forward. Again, they're looking for the cleave angle, but they can't find it.
And now they're just going to walk mid.
Yeah, Jug's not, he can't get back in the game.
The Orchid made such a big difference there. Orchid was on him, the bugs were on him. He must not have Manta already. So they just right-clicked him down, and the crazy thing was the stun follow from Sven guaranteed that the Orchid damage was dealt.
Yeah.
Because he was silenced for 5
There
full
was just
seconds.
no way to get him out of that situation. They'll try for the torrent onto the Weaver, but the BKB's out straight away. They'll turn with the stun onto the Grimstroke as Grimstroke is gone.
He got the Storm Dispel talent, and that's why that Ghost Scepter went away and was worthless.
Nice 2 set of racks taken.
They can't do the bottom racks because they're still a tier 2, but man.
It's something. But yeah, Jug not having buyback as he spent all his money. Didn't have the gold to get. Yeah, he was still, what, 700 gold short of buyback.
Does he even have Manta? Oh, Sven in trouble again. Will it matter?
Oh, does he get forced away? He got the BKB out. They'll just turn straight away on a Manta. Manta does have buyback on the puck.
Okay.
2 sets of racks down. Yeah, I think it was the Manta that is what he finished in order to forgo his buyback.
Gotcha. He must have used it earlier and then Orchid pain out. So Sven's building an AC instead. Also a very good option. It'll keep them more survivable against the Kunkka Cleave. At this point, defense is all you really need. You're 2 racks up.
Yeah.
I'd be more worried about your opponents being able to win a team fight than you are about being able to like crush your opponents in a team fight damage-wise.
Again.
Well, it's you know, that's the best he's got.
I mean, that's, you know, he's
felt
doing
better when it felt like, oh, this guy could win still, you know?
Now it's a...
Now it's I'm like,
it's
you're pandering,
feels bad, huh?
pandering for follows right now. Like, well, at least I can get this. I mean, he could have literally ran top and hit a creep wave, and he's like,
he decided
let me
to
just
draw a heart.
The first time, fine. He's turning in his base. He has nothing.
Yeah.
Now, that was bad. Genuine panderer. Get out of the game. I don't want to watch you. And we really don't see people buy ACs that often anymore, huh?
No, not the
Almost
most
never.
common of items. I mean, what's sort of the downside? I mean, the range of the aura is that. Is it not too big? Is it? Isn't that
it's
one
huge.
of the problems?
All the auras got big. Yeah,
Okay.
they all got buffed. That's why
AC
things
still
like
big.
Vlad's got
Okay.
good. I think the reason is because with around the time, basically the last couple patches, it was really easy to get armor if you're an agility hero. You just bought agility items and you got 25% extra armor than you would have normally. So like these heroes like are just running around with like 50 armor at late game.
So
they would
the little
never
sort of
buy an AC.
offsetting armor was just
it's
not
like
worth that much of an investment.
Yeah, and if you really wanted armor, in a lot of cases, Sheeva's was just better.
Yeah.
If you wanted more damage, I don't know, you can get it other ways that are better, like talents and stuff like that, I guess.
Well, work hard, play hard. He's certainly playing for the viewers. As he's done the smart thing. He's taken that BKB out of his quick buy, and he's looking for the Divine Rapier now. As that's the way they get back in. He hits 25. He gets a Rapier. He absolutely will one-shot. Pretty. Not the entirety of the team. Probably the Sven stays alive, but probably everyone else might just die to a crit.
Yeah, I mean, at least Sven's walking around with now 9 armor for him and his allies. The Vlads and the AC will help. It wouldn't even be terrible if they have item slots to buy like an extra basey or something. It looks like Tusk is queuing it up. I don't know if he's going to build the full thing and then Sven will sell it. Is maybe what's going to happen because Sven's basically out of items. He did it.
Oh, he
yes.
did it. He did it, Kev.
Yes.
He did.
Yes. Justified.
He did, absolutely. The Aghanim Sven, you talked about it. And I mean, now with the Ags and the AC, that's going to make the team so buff.
I'm sorry, I got confused about Loda before. This is a different Swedish team, my bad. But
I'm sure Loda's
they are still very synergy. They are building all synergy. This is why. Swedes just like Dota synergy items, guys. That's why I got confused. It's not entirely my fault. But either way, they have all these synergy drafts. They did similar things earlier in the tournament. And he built the eggs, so I guess I don't feel as bad.
But it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's going to make his team do a lot more damage. Tusk with Sven, Ags, basically.
It's a lot. Yeah,
plus
tag team.
That's like 200 damage. That's like Divine Rapier for him.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I'm proud.
They have got the Ags on the puck, and obviously the item timing we're all waiting for is that Rapier on Kunkka. He's halfway through level 24. He's just about got the money for the Relic. I mean, at this pace, he may just get that Rapier this game, because I think TFT, they want to wait for Roshan, by the looks of it.
Mm-hmm. It's a safer way to play it for sure, especially when you have to worry about kind of crazy, cheesy stuff like Kunkka cleaves. Because, like, let's assume that this gets delayed a little bit and he does pick up a Rapier. And let's just say they make a small mistake and he comes forward and cleaves, and he just happens to cleave and crit on the one time that they make a bad movement. 2 or 3 heroes could die and they could lose the team fight. And if that's the case, definitely a lot safer just to have an Aegis on somebody like Weaver, for example.
Yeah. And as you can see with the odds, understandable.
Those are generous right now.
And it's all this heart drawing.
I can't believe they're even that low. I mean, you still get 6 cents
6
back.
cents on a dollar.
It's really
We're
safe.
betting on a team that's 18K up.
It's with 2 racks and about to take Roche. Hell yeah. I
But
put
there
my
is
money
that
on Final
Rapier.
Trap.
I mean,
I don't give a shit.
I put my money on the Rapier.
Six
The
cents
Rapier,
back? That's a really good.
that Rapier,
That's
though,
where you put the money down right now,
that
in my opinion.
could do it for the team. If he gets it. As now the Aegis
He
has
doesn't
been
even have
claimed.
it yet. Yeah,
He doesn't have it yet.
He's
But he's close.
He's been farming hearts this whole time, not gold, dude.
And this is going to be the rare 44-minute Battle Fury for the Juggernaut. I like it. This is what I mean, you're up against the stronger creeps, right? You want to have something to clear him out, you know?
It's going to be arguably better than something like a Mjolnir. Although Mjolnir will do way more damage to enemy heroes because they've been building armor items. Yeah. He's not even close. Game's over, dude.
No, he's pretty close.
Slap your money down fast, get your pennies.
This is sell your armlet in your halberd territory. Get that Rapier.
No. Do you know how much damage that is? That's 100 damage.
Yeah, but you're going to get, what, 300 damage from the Rapier?
But and then you'll have no HP or attack speed
you
or
don't
armor.
need HP.
Or evasion.
He's got a blink dagger. He just sits back, X mark, blinks him, bam, drags back. He doesn't need to survive. He just needs to slice through his enemy. He's so close.
Maybe
he might even sell stuff now.
He probably will because the game
is he gonna?
over.
Yes.
He'll
He's
probably
a smart. What did he say? Would it have had to be both? I don't know the maths. But anyway, bottom lane and a bit of shambles here as the tier 3 is being taken. Where's that Kunkka? We've got to look for the dream angle.
All right, there's the ulti for Sven. See how much damage. It's doing incredible damage. Watch out.
Watch out.
All right, now here comes.
Where's the Kunkka?
It's slightly good.
Dude, I'm watching this Kunkka. He's got to find it. He's ready. Watch this. He's going to go for the angle. Find that hit. Oh,
it's going in. It did nothing.
I don't think he didn't even get the hit off.
Did he miss?
He didn't hit anything.
Man, I wish we could spectate things properly.
He didn't hit anything there. Oh no. That's the Rack's gone. The Earth Spirit dead. Buyback will be there. Here we go. Did he hit something?
He did not crit.
He didn't. Okay. It did nothing.
We don't know what his items are.
He's gonna hit.
By the way.
It didn't.
He's hitting. He's hitting.
It's bringing them low. Oh, there we go.
It only took 7 hits.
Yes, and they're holding.
Can we click on the Kunkka?
Look for the crit, the timing. Oh,
sick. Can we click on the Kunkka now? He's got armlet.
What did he? So I think he must have saw the halberd.
Which is definitely the better. I mean, it's like 45 damage.
Well, they've been mega creeped. Empire. The crits, they did allow him to kill a couple of them. A lot of money on Mr. Lujinta Amistone. So what did you sell? He sold the halberd, and what was the other item? Oh, he didn't need to. It was just the halberd, right?
It's halberd. He only needed enough money for a demon edge.
Yeah.
Halberd's about 4K, a little bit less.
So what's he doing? 1,800 crits. And he was level 25 in that fight as well, wasn't he? Or was?
I think so,
yes. And he did take the 60% tie, but I imagine he has to have taken the 60% damage.
Yeah, that's the one to the left, I think. The other one's...
What is the other? Oh, it's the ghost ship fleet.
The fleet.
The fleet
of
ghost ships. And yeah, he's gearing up that second Daedalus. You need him to land those crits. So as we saw, that 1,800 damage. That's not bad, but as you say, with the armor and the AC and such, it's not quite the impressive hit that we hope for.
Yeah, it's really not. Weaver becoming the ganking god now.
Yeah.
Especially with the extra movement speed. It's pretty scary for enemies.
He's got his second Crystallis at the least.
That alone is pretty useful, genuinely. Even if you don't get the stronger crit, you still have a chance of the lower one.
Yeah. And at least the creep's always going to die. You're going to stop the creep wave from coming in the base.
Yeah, who needs a Battle Fury on Juggernaut?
Frost does find Black Ox Angel caught outside.
Who needs to spectate the map properly?
He's dead for 90 seconds. No buyback on him. The waves they're just going to be kept outside of range of the base. So the backdoor protection will pretty much always be on.
Yeah. Will it? Who cares? What are you going to defend the throne? They don't even have tier 4s, man.
They're going to hold. You believe in this Kunkka.
Yeah.
Just to work hard, play hard. He's been drawing those hearts.
Okay, there we go. That was 2,000 damage. That was pretty good.
But he needs what, sort of like 4, well, you said last time it's about 7 Tidebringer hits in a fight to have a chance of killing anyone.
Oh, he didn't push him far enough.
Oh no, he's been nullified. They're on top of him. The Kunkka's in trouble. Somebody save that man. Force him back to the base. There's going to be the lead in with the snowball. Work hard, play hard is dead. The Rapier's on the floor. Omni Slash does come out to bring the Weaver low. He's been silenced, but he's still able to get the time lapse off. Buyback from Madden. There's 2 dead, 3 dead. GG is called. The Love Hearts weren't enough for Empire as TFT win this best of 1.
Not too surprising.